So for today's Silver History Sunday, we're going to be talking about this guy here. This is the Canadian Goose dollar, also known as the Confederation Centennial dollar. This dollar is one of the most recognizable coins around the world. Its simple design is really quite beautiful. I think that it really sets itself up to be a good stack foundation, especially for those of you in Canada where these are easily acquirable. This coin is 80% pure and weighs in at 23.3 grams. The math on these is really easy because it ends up being 0.6 troy ounces of silver. This coin is part of my crown-sized coin selection, even though it is a bit smaller than a Morgan at only 36 millimeters. On one side we can see young Queen Elizabeth II. Unlike most Canadian silver, this coin can only be found with the young Queen's bust on it. This is because this coin was only minted for 1 year, 1967, and it was minted to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Canada. On the other side, we can see the famous Goose. People often refer to this coin as Goose dollar for obvious reasons, but it's really part of a wildlife series that was made to commemorate the 100th anniversary. These coins have what's known as medallion orientation as opposed to coin orientation, where the obverse and reverse are both facing up, and a US coinage would use a coin orientation where they would be flipped. Some of these coins, though, don't have perfect alignment, and they're a little bit offset, and these are known as diving goose dollars. They command a decent premium and are really quite collectible. There are some that also exist with coin orientation, where the goose and the queen are facing opposite directions, just like US coinage. These are also quite rare and collectible, but it's rumored that they were made on purpose by mint employees and were not authorized by the mint at all. There are collectors that are upset about this, and they're upset that they're considered errors in the first place because they were clearly made on purpose due to poor mint practices. There's another era of this coin that's available as well, and this one has collectors quite excited, and it's double stamped versions where they would have a diving goose stamped on top of a normal goose. And whether or not these were intentionally made is up to speculation, but most people think that they were not natural errors. However, they can still command a pretty big price tag. As the 100th anniversary of Canada was approaching, the idea for a contest to create some commemorative coins was announced. It held a $2,500 prize, and Alex Colville's Wildlife Designs won, making the whole series designed by the same designer. Another fun fact is that this coin ended up being the last of Canada's circulating dollars. Even though it was only intended to be a commemorative, it became one of Canada's most popular coins. Unfortunately, many of these coins ended up being melted down in 1979 and 1980 when the spot price of silver reached $50. This makes this coin much more scarce than it would have been otherwise, with a mintage of over 6.7 million coins. Another fun fact is that just this year, in 2017, the Royal Canadian Mint celebrates the 50th anniversary of the creation of this coin, or the 150th anniversary of Canada. This coin can be found in the 2017 limited edition proof set, where a 4/9 fine version can be had. That's today's Silver History Sunday, nothing too fancy. I didn't want to go into the history of the Canadian dollar itself, but just the commemorative Goose dollar. You can expect a full Canadian dollar history in the next couple weeks, but it's going to be much more extensive than this. So I figured I'd knock this Goose dollar out, considering it's one of the most popular coins in Canada. I appreciate you guys watching. If you have suggestions for Silver History Sundays that you would like to see in the future, please put it down below. And if you're interested in learning more about old silver coins, check out the playlist. I'll put a link in the description below, and maybe I've already done a Silver History Sunday on the coin you're thinking about. So, anywho, appreciate you watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.